Wasn't always at his best, O'Sullivan, but he got the job done.
Так, зараз огляд матчу, в якому зіграє Zhang, який п'ятий в рейті, і Zhang, який 50 в рейті. Грають четвертий раунд турніра English Open. Також на цьому турнірі грає Ronnie O'Sullivan, який теж буде грати сьогодні четвертий раунд. Інджер Хул, Лука Берцинг, Марк Джей Вільямс, які грають у четвертому раунді. Sean Murphy, Mark Selby, Neil Robertson,
three meetings, most recently the February European Masters last year, and that was the closest match they've had.
Так, матч за вихід в четвертьфінальну стадію турніру грається 7 фреймів.
Covering from 4-2 to 5-4. So Ronnie, Neil won't be taking anything for granted this evening.
Першого фрейму. Зhang забиває червоний шар праву лузу.
I think it would be unwise for him to take advantage of anything in a match like this. It's still only a best of 7 frame match, so you've got to be on your toes. And Judd sort of struggled to get home, but in the end he did earlier on. It's been a bit of a mixed bag for O'Sullivan, isn't it? I said earlier on, his first match he didn't look very comfortable out there with his tennis elbow. He played superbly yesterday, and not quite to that level today, has to be said. But you end up winning against a very promising player. And I think, as I said earlier, a lot of the opposition from the lower reaches of the rankings, young or old, a little bit intimidated by O'Sullivan. I don't think Zhang fits that bill.
Так, вихід на зелений шар.
Nice shot to start.
Nicely controlled, wasn't it? He's played very well to get this far, as mentioned. In fact, it's been pretty serene progress for Zhang. Only dropped a couple of frames. Beat Ben Mertens, the talented young Belgian, 4-0. Anthony McGill, 4 frames to 1, and then Elliot Slesser, who had knocked out Jack Lazowski by the same score. So he's here very much on merit. I mentioned to Alan earlier today that he's pleased with the way he's queuing. He's currently ranked at 57. He's only ever been as high as 55. Turned pro originally back in 2009 and managed to qualify for the Crucible in his debut season, which puts him in a pretty exclusive club. He very nearly stunned Stephen Hendry in the first round at the Crucible. He was 2 up with 3 to play before Hendry turned it around. But very capable player, clearly.
He's played there at the Crucible 3 times, actually. Yet to win one of those first round best of 19 frame matches. But yeah, it's a good effort to get there that many occasions. So you're right about his ranking. It's kind of a bit in and out, so that's why he's never got higher than that. It's a tough game for him against O'Sullivan, of course, and he needs this very good start. Can get a little bit bogged down in matches. It's a really poor shot, actually, that last one. So much room on the right side to play down that way and get on the red to the left corner, or even over-screwing on something to the right corner. But it's been a nothing shot he's played.
Willing to match his best ranking performance. He has been in 3 quarterfinals, most recently last year's Welsh Open. He was actually 3 up with 4 to play against Hossein Vafai and lost in the decider.
Nice recovery.
Packed house throughout the day once again here in Brentwood. The winner of this match will play the winner of the Ali Carter Zhou Yulong match this evening. John Higgins already through with that terrific display of break building earlier. As mentioned, the top break so far, 1-4-5. He also knocked in a 1-3-2. A couple of other sizable breaks, so Higgins is in good form. He plays either Martin O'Donnell or He Guojiang.
Yeah, I think the Higgins winner was the performance of the week. It would be hard to find one better. All those breaks you mentioned. And the irony is, of course, in Shanghai it was O'Sullivan, British Open last week in Cheltenham, Williams. If it was to be Higgins this week, the class of 92, just go on and on, basically. He hasn't won yet, but he's playing as well as anybody, Higgins. Good start. He's on reds and blacks. I don't know if he'll be thinking any further into it than that. Very early stages, but if he's going to play on this bottom red, it will be with the black again, so that he's moving well. But playing O'Sullivan, I don't think he was worried about the possibility of 147 breaks, especially this early in the piece. That never threatened the pocket. That wasn't even close enough for it to stay over the hole, which was what usually would happen if you missed those.
O'Sullivan was virtually perfect against Jackson Page. He made the 3 centuries, but it wasn't just that. He barely missed a ball in live play, and his long potting was excellent. Today was quite a come down from that level, but what he was able to do was pot the key balls at the key moments. And that's why he was able to beat C4-2, who, on the balance of play, you could have said was at least as good as O'Sullivan, but didn't quite have the same ability to be clinical when it mattered as often.
I don't know if there's 2 reds to the left middle that are close to a plant. They looked adjacent, and I know that Zhang hadn't really given them a second thought. If they're on, it was a bad misjudgment by him. Yeah, I mean, that's just really poor, isn't it, to play a containing safety shot and not have the first clue there was a plant dead set. So that is a very poor thing to do. It's something your coach would tell you off for, I think. Anyone can miss a ball. No one can be criticised for that, but poor observation of what there is from the shot you're leaving is your own fault. Didn't cost him on this occasion.
Nothing better than the last 32 for Zhang last season. He made that round at the Scottish Open and the German Masters. He did win a couple of rounds in World Championship qualifying, including a victory over Zhao Guodong, before losing very narrowly to Noppon Sankam in a decider. But he has qualified for the upcoming Wuhan Open and the International Championships, the return of ranking event snooker to China this season, of course. O'Sullivan has already won the invitational Shanghai Masters for a 5th time and a 4th in a row, beating Luca Brissell in the final a couple of weeks ago. But O'Sullivan didn't get past the quarterfinals of a ranking event last season. His most recent success was his record-equalling 7th world title. Going for number 40 this week in a 2nd English Open after he won this title in 2017.
It's quite a while for O'Sullivan to be deliberating over a shot. He's playing a containing shot in the end.
It's good cueing from O'Sullivan. Still plenty of reds there for him to get right back into this frame. He pinched a couple from some way behind this afternoon, and that made the difference, really. Made a clearance in the second frame, which Zhang Wei looked set to win. And then did so again on his way to his 4-2 victory.
0.
That was a better shot than it looked, you know, very cleanly potted to the middle. So he's given himself a chance to get back into this frame. That 48 points advantage that Zhang has from that 6 red, 6 blacks. It's fairly slender looking now, isn't it? It doesn't mean a great deal in the grand scheme of this frame where the balls are. No, that's okay.
20.
I said earlier on, I think it's great when an audience comes in to watch these great players live. It's a very different experience to watching on TV. As we love, it's a TV sport in so many ways, you know, and it's terrific on TV. Snooker, it's what basically made snooker, colour TV, but just the chance to see someone like O'Sullivan close up is, you can see all of it, all of the way that he operates, the cue action, the stance, just the way he is around the table. So it's a treat for these people of Essex and no doubt beyond where they've come from to watch him. And all the other players, of course, but I think safe to say O'Sullivan is the focal point this evening.
36.
As he has been for
47.
a good few years. You know, this frame is probably revolve around that top left-hand red. And the question of how he tackles this, because the red actually is maybe a little further away from the cushion than Ronnie would like, because he can cannon it more comfortably if it's closer to the cushion.
44.
There's plenty of room to go round it where it is. So what is the plan here? Could screw the cue ball to the left cushion and play on it in the middle. That's got to be with precision. So he's played to the cushion. He's got a shot down in the bottom pocket, and this would probably win in the frame if this goes in. Very well done, I think, this. Just the way he approached all that, made it all look simple.
Shades of John Higgins about Ronnie O'Sullivan today. The way in which he's overturned deficits in frames in important moments. He's doing it again here. Zhang had the chance, missed the red along the top rail into the left corner. O'Sullivan has taken these very well. The initial red wasn't easy into the right centre pocket. He was close to the side cushion, but in a couple of shots he was in prime position. And this frame is won.
62.
Doesn't appear to be much wrong with his game, does there? He's not played a lot of snooker this season, of course. He missed the first 3 ranking events.
67.
But he looked sharp. His top break earlier today was 78 to finish his match with Si Jiahui. And he's cleared the table with 80. That was very impressive from Ronnie O'Sullivan. An early blow for Zhang, who was in charge of that frame but didn't get enough to win it and has paid the price. O'Sullivan 1-0.